My dad left my mom for a model and took $3 million with him. He never paid any child support. I remember the day my dad bailed like it was yesterday, even though I was just 2. Mom told me the story years later, over one of those awkward kitchen table talks when I was old enough to ask why we never had nice things like other kids. His name was Richard, and he'd hit it big. Somehow, some shady real estate deal, or whatever, and bought himself this flashy Rolls Royce to cruise around in. One afternoon, he's driving down the boulevard, spots this model type strutting her stuff, pulls over, and that's it. Packs up and leaves mom with me and my brother Daniel, who's 7 years older and already acting like he owned the place. He tossed her $50,000 like it was pocket change, enough to get by, he said, and took off with the rest, like $3 million he'd just made. Moved 2,000 miles away, started a whole new life. Never sent a dime in child support. Mom could have dragged him to court, but she didn't. Said it wasn't worth the headache, that she'd rather us not grow up hating him more than we already would. I saw him once after that. When I was maybe 6, he shows up with his new wife, this polished woman who looked like she'd stepped out of a magazine, and their kid, this perfect little boy in matching outfits. He bought her a Lamborghini for her birthday that same trip. Me? I got a card in the mail every year, just love, dad scrawled inside. No check, no nothing. It'd sit on my dresser like a bad joke. We were doing okay at first. I went to this top-shelf private school, the kind where kids had pony rides at birthday parties. I crushed it, top of my class through 3rd grade, teachers calling me a little genius. But then the money dried up. Mom and my new stepdad, Thomas, scraped by on his mechanic job, and whatever she could pick up waitressing. Thomas was solid though, guy emptied his life. Savings just to keep clothes on our backs and food in the fridge. No fancy vacations, but we didn't starve. Still, private school tuition, gone. I got shipped off to public school in 4th grade. And holy shit, it was a different world. Kids there smelled fresh meat right away. Private school princess, they'd sneer, tripping me in the halls, or stuffing my locker with trash. Teachers weren't much better. Half of them figured I was some rich brat slumming it. The other half thought I was cheating because my essays were too good. I'd pour hours into homework, get it back with a big red F and a note like, do your own work next time. Barely scraped by 5th grade, stomach in knots every morning. Daniel got hit with a switch too. Public school crushed his ego, and he took it out on me. Started beating the crap out of me after school, stealing my action figures, slicing up my comic books with kitchen scissors just to watch me cry. Mom and Thomas tried, talking to him, grounding him, but he was a teenager by then, all hormones and resentment. I'd hide in my room, taping pages back together, wondering why everything had to suck so hard. Summers were supposed to be my escape. Visits at Dad's place, this sprawling house out west that screamed, I'm loaded. But they were hell. He promised the moon, trips to Disneyland, new bikes. Whatever. Never happened. Instead, he locked me in the car during his business meetings. Windows up, AC off, in 100-degree heat while he schmoozed some sketchy guys in a diner. Or he'd shove me and Daniel in the kitchen with a pot for a toilet, door bolted, while he did taxes with whichever girlfriend was flavor of the month. Hours like that, sweating, starving, listening to them laugh. Through the walls. I'd beg to go home early, and Mom would pick me up, no questions asked. He lied about everything. Said he'd send money for school, buy me a guitar, be there for my birthday. Zilch. Every time. By middle school just broke me. That knot in my stomach turned into full-on nausea every Sunday night. I faked sick, stay in bed, clutching my pillow. Mom and Thomas dragged me. To doctors, endoscopies, colonoscopies, the works. Tubes down my throat, up my ass, poking around for ulcers or whatever. Clean bill every time. It's stress, one doc muttered, but no one dug deeper. High school hit, and I finally pieced it together. Severe anxiety, major depression. Like the kind that makes you stare at the ceiling at 3 a.m., convinced everyone's gonna leave you swinging in the wind. I clawed my way out a bit through performing arts. Joined drama club, started singing in the chorus, picked up guitar.